If you're watching this video on September 24th, I'm actually doing a real-world paintballing battle royale. I'm playing a bunch of other huge YouTubers and content creators like Nick A30, and it's gonna be so much fun. There's a link down below, and if you guys watch this, you guys can actually like vote for me in case I get shot and I get like kicked out. You can vote me back in, you can vote me to get guns and stuff. It's gonna be wild. Make sure you watch it. So this is gonna go with a little bit of hype, and then we're gonna do a little bit of a rant. Because it's something that I've noticed for a long time, and they keep doing this, and it's hype, and everyone's like, this game is fire. And they don't seem to realize what's going on. So, this last week, the Nightfall was the fastest Nightfall to farm, and it gave double drops, right? That's a lot of loot, okay? I've got exotics coming in here. I got different exotics. I got different worm husks. I got some Shinobu's vows. I got a bunch of chest pieces. I got all these boots. I got some god rolls. Boys, this is the most fun week in Destiny that I've had since... It's the most fun week I've had playing PvE since the last time there was double drops. Now, the last time it was a bug. The Warden of Nothing or whatever... That Nightfall was giving double drops on accident, and people were farming it, they were grinding it, and it was insane loot, and everyone was freaking out. They're like, oh my god, this is the most loot I've ever seen. Now, I grinded that thing for like 48 hours total over the course of a week, and I still didn't get the god roll exotics that I was hoping for. I got a couple really, really good ones, but there was many exotics I was still hunting for a good roll. Now, fast forward like 5 months, I don't know how many months it was, a long ass time, they finally did it again. And I got one exotic. This exotic right here was the one absolute god roll that I wanted, that I got. I was hyped. This one's fine, 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 this one's good. You know, I've got a bunch of exotics, but you need all of these stats to roll in the correct slot and have a high stat and have other stats below. Boys, there's so much damn RNG in this game that has to go right that even if you throw 500 young Ahamkara spines at me, it's going to take a while to get the right one. And Bungie is like, do you know what? You've got 3 worm husks. That's enough. That's enough husks for you, okay? You need to share those with the other people. No. I need to farm these damn helmets until I get the god roll. Intellect on this is trash, so I need to find a new one. This one, intellect and recovery, trash. This might as well, you know what? Get it out of my damn inventory. At this point, that thing's a piece of it's a piece of poop. There are so many stats in this game. And if you want a really good build, it requires so much farming. But they're like, okay, here's one exotic a month. It's insanity how much gear you really need and the rate you need to get this gear if you wanted to make a god tier build, and that would only be one of them. Do you want a discipline build? Whole different armor set. Do you want a resilience build? Whole different armor set. The amount of customization and permutations and all of this stuff here, you need so much loot, and we hardly get any of it. Sorry. Let me correct myself. We get loot, but see all these flashing things in here? It's garbage, blue gear. You know, it's these items that they bog down the loot. And I talked about this before. But when they added double drops, it was one of the best weeks in Destiny in a long time. And then I started thinking, and I know that some other people made videos on this, but let's just take a quick sneak peek at some other things in the game. The Menagerie. When the Menagerie came out, you could reap the benefits of the chest multiple times. You could get like 6 or 7 items every time you did it. And it felt so good. And then Bungie nerfed it. They're like, no, you can't be doing that. We had it for a while. We enjoyed it for a while, but then they got rid of it. And then they kind of made a compromise and they added more rewards from the chest. And they met a bit of a middle ground. But it was never as popular. And I understand Bungie is like, hey, you know, if they keep getting all these items, they're going to have all these great things, and then they're going to not play the game. Well, here's the thing, is people, instead of leaving satisfied, and instead of hunting for these awesome items and probably playing more, they just get frustrated. If I know that I could farm 10 spare rations in a day, I'm more likely to hunt all day to get those spare rations than playing for 40 hours and getting 3 of them. Because it feels unrewarding. It doesn't feel satisfying. It seems unattainable. I would rather have the Menagerie give me a bunch of rolls and potential rolls and go for that god roll than I get 1 or 2 a week and I don't feel the urge to go in. Even on something like the beloved sniper rifle, if you look at this sniper rifle, there are so many different rolls you could get. You could get quick draw here. You can get other PvE perks here. Even these things have a big impact. The barrel has an impact. The masterwork has an impact. There's so many combinations here that if I can farm this a whole bunch, I'll go and I'll hunt for those. And if I get almost the perfect sniper, I'll do it again until I get it, because it feels like I'm getting rewarded. And then you look at some of the other activities in the game and you wonder, well, why is no one playing it? Because for the effort needed, the rewards just aren't there. I know Last Wish is a pretty old raid now, but even when this came out, number one, it's a very difficult raid. Learning this raid is pretty damn difficult for the average person. I know people who watch my channel, probably more veteran players, more advanced, but if you are trying to teach this to the average player, it is a tough raid. There's a rocket launcher in it. There's a subpar, below average sniper rifle. Back in the day, maybe it was good, but right now, it's the worst archetype in the game. There's a hand cannon in it that is medium at best. There's a pulse rifle that is bottom tier. There's a bow in it. Bows are bottom tier, right? There's gear, but not really exciting and not really powerful, right? There's Taken mods, though. There's Taken mods, and these Taken mods are some of the best mods in the game. These Taken mods literally can help you beat content that maybe you couldn't before. These are so powerful that it's worth doing the raid. The other stuff in it, probably not. You can get some armor pieces, you can get some good rolls, but it's probably, this is the most important piece. No one is interacting with this content unless they need these. Give it double drops. Give it triple drops once in a while. Get people playing the content because it's incredibly good content, but it has to be worth it. It has to be valuable. Even if you just made the chests double drops or triple drops, people would interact with this content. And it doesn't stop there. It's so many different things. If you look at the game mode, that was not supposed to come half-baked. Trials of Osiris, it's normally right here on the map. Trials of Osiris has like 1% interaction rate. No one is playing Trials. There's cheaters, there's super sweaty players, but again, the rewards aren't great. Sometimes it's a rocket launcher that's awful. Sometimes it's a fusion rifle that's not very good. It's these items that it's like, I'm not gonna hunt them. But when there is a week where maybe the auto rifle and the shotgun, even the auto rifle and the sniper, when some of the better weapons are available, people play it much more. But what if they did triple drops? What if they said, listen, I know you don't like Trials. I know you don't like getting the shit kicked out of you by sweaty streamers carrying people and cheaters 24/7 and people DDoSing you. But listen here, gamers, my name is Bungie and we just gave you triple summoners. The population would blow up. People would grind the hell out of it that weekend. It doesn't have to be all the time, but even if you gave them 3 summoners per character for 1 week, it still might not be enough, and probably won't be enough to get the god roll. Statistically, mathematically, if you're looking at the weapons, if you're looking at every perk, they most likely won't even get the best one, or a good one. And if they do, they played Trials, they had a good time, they got a bunch of rewards, they now have a brand new awesome gun with a good reward, or a good roll to use and enjoy. They're not leaving, they're not like, well, I got it, later bitch. No, I might as well just take down the stream. No, that isn't what happens, actually. What happens is they take that awesome gun and they use it in other content and they play with it and they enjoy it and they feel like, yes, this is mine, I'm feeling good. They feel pumped. There was a huge talk that I saw from the Blizzard developers about Diablo. There was also another one similar to it by the Path of Exile developers. They actually alluded to it, they elaborated on it, and they said you can either have your players leave feeling like they didn't get rewarded, feeling frustrated with the game, feeling like they want more, or you can have your players leave because they're satisfied and they're happy and they're like, wow, what a great experience. If they're always hunting for these pieces of gear, if they're never being rewarded, if they always feel like things are stingy, they're going to get frustrated. And then when the game is slow, they're more likely to resent it and be shitheads about it. If you had an amazing time the entire DLC because you got all this gear and you had so much fun, when things slow down, it's like, okay, I'm going to play another game. But guess what game they're going to come back to when the new DLC drops? That awesome game that they played where they got a bunch of loot and had a whole bunch of fun. And I think that is missing. It's like they're scared to give us loot because we're going to quit, but people are going to quit anyways, and people might quit even more. This double drop on the Nightfall, it makes it so painfully obvious how much more fun it is when you've got like a bunch of gear and you're looking at all this loot and you're like sifting through everything and masterworking it. It is a night and day experience. And I think that Bungie could do really, really well if they would just start throwing it out there more. Don't give us blue gear that we don't care about. Help us hunt the good stuff. Because even if you're giving us a ton, we're not going to just quit. We're not just going to run out of stuff to do because it's so prohibitively grindy to get all the god rules in the game and a perfect loadout and all the stats. I think that they're underestimating how much gear we need to feel satisfied. That's pretty much it for me. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you guys listening to my little rant and discussion, and I will see you guys soon.